My older brother abandoned his teenage son to chase a millionaire lifestyle overseas. But the second that same son sold his tech startup for 8 figures, my brother suddenly decided he wanted to play Father of the Year. And worse, he demanded the luxury home his son had just bought for me. David and I were complete opposites. When his son Leo was just 14, David walked out. He packed his bags, moved to Europe with a wealthy heiress he met online, and completely cut ties. Leo's mom struggled hard with the fallout, so I stepped up. I moved them into my place to keep a roof over their heads. I helped Leo with his homework, bought him a cheap laptop, and let him turn my garage into a coding lab. I wasn't trying to be a hero. I just loved my nephew and knew he needed stability. Fast forward 10 years. That late night garage project, it turned into a massive cybersecurity app. Leo sold the company for life-changing money. I was so proud of him, and I expected absolutely nothing in return. But on my 50th birthday, Leo handed me a heavy envelope. Inside were the keys and the deed to my dream lake house, fully paid off. He looked at me with tears in his eyes and called me the only real father he ever had. I was completely speechless. Then, a week later, David called. I hadn't heard his voice in a decade. His wealthy girlfriend had dumped him, leaving him totally broke. He saw the news of Leo's massive buyout online, and suddenly, his paternal instincts magically kicked in. First came the fake apologies. He claimed he'd been finding himself and wanted to heal their broken relationship. I told him Leo wasn't interested. David snapped. He accused me of brainwashing his son and stealing the financial support that supposedly belonged to him. But that wasn't even the worst part. David didn't just want a handout. He genuinely thought he was legally owed a massive cut of the money. He showed up at my new lake house unannounced, holding a stack of legal papers. He had dug up an old, faded receipt. It showed he paid for a 2-week coding camp for Leo when the boy was 10. Because of that single payment, David was threatening to sue Leo's new company for founder's equity. He claimed he funded the origins of the software. Then things got even stranger. David looked me dead in the eye and offered a disgusting deal. He said he'd drop the bogus lawsuit and leave Leo alone, but only if I signed the deed to the lake house over to him. He was willing to extort his own child just to get it. What happened next shocked me. I didn't argue or scream. I just smiled, took the papers, and handed them straight to Leo. And Leo? He didn't get sad or emotional. He got ruthless. He hired a team of aggressive corporate lawyers, but not to defend against the ridiculous lawsuit. Instead, they dug deep into David's past. They quickly uncovered that when David fled to Europe 10 years ago, keeping him busy, he committed massive financial fraud. He had hidden substantial assets in offshore accounts just to avoid paying a single dime of child support to Leo's struggling mom. Leo didn't just expose him. He funded a massive legal team for his mom to take David to family court. They went after him for over a decade of back pay, plus severe penalties and interest. When the dust settled, David wasn't just denied his fake equity in my lake house. The court seized whatever small savings he had left, permanently garnishing his wages to pay back his ex-wife. He tried to reach out one last time, begging for forgiveness, but we were completely done. He came back looking for a massive fortune, and instead, he lost absolutely everything.